morning, everyone. It's afternoon.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Somewhere it's morning.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Review of Two, and we're doing a little of our WhatsApp episodes. And I have a WhatsApp for you.
News to me.
Yeah, I know. So, what's up with white people not wanting to learn an African language?
What's up with white people not wanting to learn an African language?
Yeah, so except for Afrikaans people were with you. We completely understand.
So there is a demographic of white people who...
Yeah, but the ones who won't learn an African language then get upset when black people speak an African language, and they say we're being rude because we're speaking a language that they don't understand.
Okay.
And we're like, we're not being rude. We're just speaking a language that we know. So what's up with that? How can you have been here for 400 years and not have learned one African language? And then to have, in Zulu we say, isbindi.
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 Isbindi. You say always go down.
Yes, isbindi.
Go down.
Yeah, or the direct translation would be the liver.
Yes.
But the audacity to be upset when we speak a language.
Let me ask you this. Have you had someone do that to you before?
Yes.
And what was the context? You were sitting around a table.
We were sitting somewhere and somebody said to me, it's rude because we don't all understand. And even at work, in fact, I had that where I would speak Zulu to a Zulu speaking person around non-Zulu speaking people. And they said it was rude. And I said, no, it's not. You can learn the language if you want to.
Okay.
But you can't possibly tell me that it's rude to speak my language.
One
Yes.
is desire.
Right.
And two is effort.
Right.
So, I look at the word in Zulu and I go, it looks like someone threw a Scrabble thing on the on the table, and there was a whole bunch of X's and things in there.
Yes.
And so I'm going, ish.
No, that's not good enough, people. It's really not good enough.
And then it's the amount of effort that it goes into.
How much effort do you think it takes a non-English speaking person?
I'm not trying
English
to justify it. I'm just saying that's what it is. And how you get around that's a whole nother question. But having said that,
yes,
white people is a very broad stroke.
Which I said,
No, because I know Germans who learn Zulu, French, English, Afrikaans, especially in the German community in Hanover and all of those. They do make an effort to do it. So it might not be just white people. It might just be a segment of.
Generally speaking, don't try to do this thing, right? Don't try it. Generally speaking, unless it's like I said, Afrikaans people, we won with you, right? We understand. We're happy about that. But generally speaking, white people will not make the effort, and they will tell you about generations that have been here. And when we say, well, we're African, you'll say you're African too. Yeah. And I'm like, but how are you African if you haven't tried to learn an African language? And it doesn't matter which African language, because here's the other thing that's really interesting, is that those same people are more than happy to have their children learn foreign languages, foreign to Africa, and will make the effort to pay for that, and yet not make the effort to learn an African language.
Maybe one of the reasons is because they're thinking, well, only one small segment, well, not one small segment, but a segment of the population of one country knows that language, so wouldn't it be better to learn a language that's more universal?
No, because it might be one segment, but it's your segment.
Yes.
If these are your people, it doesn't matter. So let me give an example of that. Afrikaans people. Yeah. Nobody outside of South Africa speaks Afrikaans. Yeah. And yet they still make the effort to speak and teach each other Afrikaans. So I just think that, one, that lack of wanting to make the effort otherizes you.
Yes.
Right? And it cheats you of all the possibilities of communicating with your people.
And understanding the nuance.
Yes. Secondly, it's rude. because it's almost as if you're saying, for the people who live here, you do not have any interest in who they are. That's me. You don't have any interest in who they are, so why even bother?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you think?
I can see how that would be
Perceived
by people who have made the effort themselves to
learn another language, to communicate with you.
And it does come across as kind of conceited to think, well, just acquiesce to my language. But what I have noticed is since I've made an effort, or since I've been associated with you, and you've helped me understand little colloquialisms, little sayings that even your little niece didn't know what kawakazi is.
Kawakazi, yeah.
So I was like, well, when I make an effort, when I go to the shop, when I greet someone, just generally, or if I'm in a restaurant, if I make the effort to greet someone and use a complimentary term, immediately it changes the atmosphere.
And your experience.
And the experience of that individual feels that you're making an effort to understand them and to understand their language.
And I think what's really interesting is, from my experience, whenever a non-African person tries to speak one of the African languages, the people that you speak to are very complimentary, very excited.
90%.
90%.
I will say people.
90%. No, I will say 95%. 95%. And even
who's black? Who's this white guy trying to speak?
but 95% of them are really excited for you.
Yeah.
And when you make a mistake, they'll just be like, no, they'll laugh.
Yeah.
But you understand they're not laughing in a mean way. They're just like, no, that's not how you say it.
Yeah.
Whereas when a black person tries to speak English, and when they have an accent or they can't pronounce, like I know someone, I'm not going to say who, can't say Charmaine, right? Because for her it's ch. Yeah. Then rather than being excited that person's made an effort, it's kind of laughing at that person. So, guys, I think we good.
Yeah. It's a touchy one because I've had the desire to want to learn Zulu, but it obviously hasn't been strong enough.
Yeah, clearly it's not as. But okay, so yeah. It's a bit touchy for you.
Well, not touchy, but it is a disappointment that, like I would have loved to learn the piano, but too lazy.
Well, you know what? It's not too late to learn Zulu.
Yeah. No, it isn't, and I actually am.
Okay. Well, South Africa, let us know what you think. Really, what's up with people who don't know how to speak a Bantu or a Nguni language, then having isibindi, as I said, the audacity to get upset when people do speak indigenous language, so to speak. And also, for those of you who haven't bothered to learn the language, can you tell us why not? What are some of the issues? And for those who do speak the language, just one more thing. Great, but we're not necessarily going to throw out the red carpet and be like, yay, you speak Zulu, but great, But yeah, well, so South Africa, let us know what you think. We good?
Yep.
Okay.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye now.